Welcome to the first episode of Rust to Road. My name is Mike, and this is my 1967 VW bus. I picked up this bus about a year ago now, and the goal is really to restore it in the cheapest way possible while restoring it to a somewhat reasonable condition. There's plenty of rust holes all around it. But I picked up a welder and I'm hoping to get a lot of those patched up as best as I can. Right now, my main goal is to get the engine running before I pull it out to actually get it cleaned up. It hasn't ran in however many years, probably 20 or 30 years. The last time it was registered was 1997, so I can only imagine how long it's been. So today's goal is just to get the engine to run properly, to a reasonable point at least, and to idle. I've been having issues with the idle even after everything I've done with it so far, and I believe I found the culprit. So this battle area right here is the idle shut-off valve, or something along those lines. Essentially, when this has 12 volts and the key is on, this plunger here at the end should retract, and by default it stays out, blocking the port, I believe, to the idle jets. But right now mine is not retracting at all. There's no click, and even when it's fully removed it doesn't move at all. So I believe what's happening is the idle jets are getting blocked off from this just due to it not working properly. Today we're going to throw this in there and see if we can't get this to idle a little bit better. Now, what I did when I initially got this is essentially I tried to just get it to crank over. I didn't have too much luck with that. I ended up putting a starter in it as well as an ignition coil. Still didn't seem to have luck. Turns out that my battery jump starter was smart enough to recognize that the battery I was using was essentially shot. So we got that taken care of. It cranks no problem. I did rebuild the distributor as far as a cap, rotor, points, and a condenser goes. I did also rebuild the carburetor with the exception of the idle control valve. So I got the other one in there loosely just to make sure no gas kind of got down in there. See the old one. I did notice that the style there at the bottom did change. I'm not sure how much that'll matter, but it should be the correct one anyways. They look the same otherwise, so let's go ahead and put the new one in. Now, the way I had this set up before, I really was just running the power to the ignition coil back here on a jumper. I wasn't actually powering the solenoid, the new one there, or the electric choke. But now I'm going to go ahead and hook both of those up now that I know that the solenoid is working properly. So everything's hooked up. I got a battery over here, some gas. I know the fuel pump already works. I have both the choke and the solenoid hooked up to the coil. And then, as you can hear now, the solenoid is clicking properly, so I know that it's being pulled back. So I'm going to hook this up, jump it, and see if we can't get it to idle. So as you can see, it's idling much better now. I ended up having to turn the smaller screw out of the two. I believe it's the mixture screw out quite a bit in order to get it here. Alright, so at this point I decided to take out the remaining sheet metal pieces that someone had previously put in. I just had to grind off some of the rivets. There was some more before this shot, but as you can see, the floor is obviously trash. There's holes all through it. I just wanted to take the first steps towards getting some of that sheet metal out. So at this point, it's just the floor that's in there now. And that's going to be next as far as getting that front area cleaned up and ready for some new metal. I think that's going to be about it for today. Definitely pretty big progress knowing that it moves forward and idles quite a bit better. So until next time,